Hello, my name is Alex Dorado, and for my senior project, I wanted to create a home network that was not only useful for me, but for my family. Before this, I had little knowledge about home networking, so I could say all this was a learning experience, but overall it was fun. Some of the goals I had in mind coming into this was setting up a home network with a wireless centralized access point, a wireless printer so anybody could connect to, a server where all my data would be stored and shared throughout the house, and implementing some of the FreeNAS features FreeNAS has to offer, such as the backup services, file sharing, and some of the plugins it has. So an overview of what I did was pretty much set up I ran Ethernet cable throughout the house to set up the network. I put together a FreeNAS server, and I connected a centralized Wi-Fi access point. That way the Wi-Fi could have a good signal throughout the house. And just for fun, I connected a projector which would stream my media. So let me go show you what I got. So here's my networking closet, you could say. Here are all the cables that run throughout the house that are connected to there's one connected in the garage, living room, and every room. They all have Ethernet ran to them. They're all connected to a 16-port gigabit switch, which then connects to a router. Here's my FreeNAS server I put together. A little bit about the server. It's got 4 terabyte hard drives, 8 gigabyte DDR3 RAM, an Intel NIC gigabit NIC card, an ASRock Mini ITX motherboard, and an Intel Pentium dual core processor enclosed on a Fractal Node Design 304 case. So for the most part, all the parts were new, and it was a nice little project. And down here I have my Epson wireless printer, which is connected to the network, and any wireless devices on the network, such as tablets, laptops, cell phones, can also print from this wirelessly, which is nice. So yep, that's a little bit about the hardware side. Let's go show you a little bit about the software and how I set everything up. Oh, here's a Uni-Fi wireless access point right here. It's powered over Ethernet, and it's pretty centered in the house, so the signal gets distributed evenly, pretty good. And I also created a guest network, which isolates guests that connect to it from my network, so they can't access my other information I have on my main network. So here we go. This is the FreeNAS web interface for my server that's set up in my closet, or my laundry room, you could say. It's got many cool features. I messed around with it a bit, not too in depth, but I messed with it pretty good. I set up some different file shares for my different computers. That way they could all see the same files and whatnot, or you could share them pretty much. And then for my sharing, I set up the Apple Time Machine. Was not the sharing, for the backup service. I set up Apple Time Machine for my Mac, which backs up weekly, which is pretty nice. It kind of acts like a backup device for my computer, so I ain't gotta worry about that in case anything goes wrong. Let's see. Here it tells you the system information, the different tasks. You could add cron jobs, so you could do tasks weekly, daily, whenever you want, pretty much. Plugins. Some of the plugins. One of the plugins I installed was OwnCloud, kind of like Dropbox, except it's free and open source, and you're only limited to the space you got on your network, so you don't gotta worry about having to pay for more storage and whatnot. You can also see the reports. Kind of tells you what's going on, CPU usage, system load, networking. Whenever there's a lot of traffic on the network, you could monitor it here and whatnot. Set up different VLANs, snapshots. Snapshots are nice because they can be made and saved anytime, and as long as Snapchats exist, administrators can access files as they were as they were when they were made, as if when the snapshot was made. And you can set up a cron job on that so it runs weekly or whenever you want it to. So yep, that's FreeNAS for you. Scrubs, replication. There's a lot of different features it has to offer. Periodic snapshots, replication, just a bunch, man. It's sweet. And then here's a UniFi GUI interface. Right here, you could kind of manage your Wi-Fi networks. You could see a map. This is not my house for the plan, but you could upload one and from there just mess around with it. Set up your different access points. You can see recent activities, alerts if anything's going up. Site, wireless networks, guest control. Wireless networks pretty cool. You can set up different different networks pretty easy. Just put the name, the password, guest policy. This is what I use to create a different guest network, which isolates it from the main network, and set up different VLANs with passwords and whatnot. And the admin, you also do backups on the wireless access point, so in case anything goes wrong you can go back to it and go from where you left off. So yeah, for the most part, FreeNAS has a lot of different features. Oh, one of the cool things was the file sharing. Let me show you what I did with that. I set up kind of like a media server with it, and I installed XBMC on Fire TVs to be the front end for my media pretty much. And from there, I'll show you. You can see my collection of movies that are shared throughout the house. And these are all located on the FreeNAS, so anybody who has a Fire TV in the house can access them. Let's see. Yeah, I got 500 movies, so it's pretty sweet. And they all play. They're all good quality for the most part, and they play good. I'm not leaving anything to anyone. We need a response. Got all my TV show set up on this. Dragon Ball Z, all the seasons. The music, centralize that too, so anybody in the house can see it. So yeah, that's XBMC on the Fire TV. All you control is with the remote that comes with the Fire TV. I think that's one of the coolest features that I implemented on my senior project, was a centralized media center. So now I could have all my data backed up and anybody could access it. So it's kind of it's sweet. And for the FreeNAS part, there's a bunch of different features it has to offer. I still want to set up an automatic torrent downloader. Wait, I don't know if that's legal or not, but so it could automatically update my movies on XBMC, and I still want to mess with it. It's got a lot to offer, and pretty much that's it for my senior project. It was fun setting everything up. For the most part, it was hard work, labor work, setting up the home network, running all the cables through the house, making holes and whatnot. And then the software aspect, I had some issues, but there was nothing Google couldn't fix. And yeah, overall, I could say I was happy with my senior project, and I'm glad I picked this because it doesn't only benefit me, but everybody else in the house. And yep, that's it. Thank you.